We play and call it work.
Hey there guys, welcome to this week's Sit and Talk with me, Quirk. So, just so you guys know, next week is going to be a Sit and Talk with Dave, so if you have any questions or comments for him, just leave it in the comment section below with just Dave's name at the beginning and then whatever your question or comment is, that way he knows it's for him. But without further ado, here's a 30-minute free Sit and Talk for you guys where I'm going to be answering your questions. Starting off, we have Duff. Quirk, will Dante come back as a Dreadnought? Would be awesome to see him getting revenge on that killer can. I agree, I think it'd be great. As soon as he died too, I asked Matt, I was like, Matt, is there any way he could come back as a Dreadnought? Because that'd be really cool. And he's like, no. So, as of right now, the answer is no, but maybe in the future, fingers crossed. I don't know. So, also, before I continue, just want to say thanks everybody for all those emails about, you know, me wearing the Magra mask and all that other wonderful stuff, because for like, within about 2 days, you guys filled my email. I had about 200 emails, and yeah, it was a lot to go through, and kind of, I read them all, so I do appreciate everybody, but you kind of broke my email. So, thanks for that, Dave. But anyway, continuing on here, we have Karchev. Quirk, apologies if this has already been asked, but have you read Praetorian of Dorn yet? As it has a major impact on the Alpha Legion at the end, and that is your army you play. What is your reaction? Without giving spoilers away, if you haven't read it, you really should. I have read it. I'm going to try not to give away the spoiler, but it kind of hurt inside to read that. I was very, very upset. I was like, no. So, yeah. The first thing that happened was Josh kind of comes running in. He's like, Quirk, did you read the new book? I was like, no. He's like, oh, because fill in the blank, because I don't want to spoil, happened. And I'm like, but that's my Legion. That's not fair. That's not fair. So, yeah, I was not too happy about that. All right. Next up, we have Jedi 22. Quirk, go up to Dave if he's about and ask him. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm like reading this. I was like, what's going on? Go up to Dave if he's about and ask him if he would side with Magnus the Red or Space Wolves in the new release for Thousand Suns. Plus, those Quirk dice must hurt so much when you roll those ones. Haha. Right now, I'm pretty sure Dave is going to side with Magnus the Red because he got to use that model. I actually bought one and painted it as quickly as I could, but he got to use it, and he's amazing. He's got like 15, 16 psychic powers, casting it and not having to worry about A, perils, B, harnessing charges on 2+, C, if he casts a blessing, he gets +1 to his invuln save. Just gets to reroll 1s for his invuln save. He's just a beast. He's disgusting. And he can fly. He's got the D-strength beam, 18-inch beam. And he has access to the change discipline. So he's also got the something gaze, where it's just a single D-strength shot, warp charge 3. It's gross. So I'm pretty sure he's going to side with Magnus the Red right now, but I don't know. Here's what you guys should do. Email Dave. This is my chance for you guys to get back at Dave for me. Email Dave. It's dave@miniwargaming.com. And just give him your suggestions on whether or not he should side with Thousand Suns or Space Wolves. Just flood his email. Give him like lists of reasons why you think Space Wolves are better or why you think Thousand Suns are better. And we'll see if we can get him to do a nice little tally for you guys and figure out what the community thinks. But just flood that email. Fill it up. Get me some sweet, sweet revenge. So, the second part of your question about my dice, yeah, it hurts. It hurts a lot when I'm like, yeah, here's my own custom market Quirk. Oh, it's a 1. Okay, reroll it. Oh, look, it's another 1. Yeah, I haven't smashed any of the dice yet, but it's getting pretty close some days. So, next up we have William Ka. Quirk, if you could take over GW, what model would you produce? Please describe it. What model would I produce? There's a couple that I would like to see. One that I think would be sweet is if Games Workshop made a custom like Wraith Knight equivalent for Harlequins, just to see all the like adornment on it and like the cloths and everything like that. I think that would look sweet. But I think what they should probably get more into after seeing the Magnus model come out is start producing more Primarch models. I know they're supposed to be coming out with an Angron, or at least everybody's been rumoring that they're coming out with an Angron, but it'd be nice to see their own take on all of them. Heck, an Emperor model would be sweet. It'd be amazing. It'd have to be like 1,000 points, but oh, it'd be so good. all the gold paint though. You would waste so much gold paint on that model. But yeah, that's what I would probably do there. Or actually, I still like the idea of like a Harlequin Wraith Knight equivalent. The stats for it would be pretty gross because it would have like as a monstrous. Could you imagine if it's a monstrous creature with hit and run? It'd be gross. Or a flip belt. I guess it doesn't really matter about the flip belt because I don't know a monstrous creature, but just ignoring terrain, that'd be sweet too. Next up we have ABPBM Quirk Open Vaults. Haven't really had time to do those. I've literally been either at my desk trying to get caught up on painting or in front of the camera for like the past 2 months now. It's been ridiculous the amount that we've been filming with the Speed Games Workshops and coming out with all the miniatures. So I haven't had a chance to really get around and do an open vault. And if I do have time to do an open vault, everybody's super busy with Blood Bowl, with Death Watch, with all the review stuff. Lee's been super busy trying to keep up with A, Blood Bowl, and B, producing all the new miniatures for everything and doing all the conversions for all the campaigns. Dave's been super busy doing all the reviews. Matt's been super busy trying to keep on top of the Death Watch campaign and Blood Bowl. So it would be kind of a very boring open vault because I'd walk up and say, hey, how you doing? They'd be like, I'm busy, go away. So maybe probably in the new year, once everything slows down a little bit, I'll be able to start doing open vaults again. But right now, it's it's super hectic here, guys. I have not had any time to do anything extra on top of the stuff I've been working on right now, like painting and getting all the campaigns and the games and the reviews done. So I do want to do open vaults. I like doing open vaults. They are very fun. Next up we have Phil Benson. Quirk, what's your favorite pre-Heresy Legion? Least favorite? Which Legion do you think deserves more love? Oh, my favorite Legion. I do like Alpha Legion. I like the way they work. I like how they have the whole we are one, we are many. Everybody addresses themselves as Alfarius just to throw off who the Primarch is, and Alfarius himself is just the size of a regular Space Marine because he's one of the smaller Primarchs. But I think one of my favorites, and part of the reason for this is because I just read the Rabute Guilliman book, would probably be Ultramarines, because I like their philosophy in the pre-heresy, and I like the way that, now I'm not kind of trying not to spoil any of the book for you guys here, but the way the author described them is that they have this whole theory where they have the theoretical and the practical whenever they come to a decision. So say, for example, they're going to go to war with the orcs. The theoretical would be that they are going to wipe out the orc population on a planet. The practical would be they're going to go to war with them and wipe out a large enough number that they end up fleeing and leaving the planet. So that's kind of the way they work things out, but everything has a theoretical and a practical, and then there's just all the science behind that theory and the way the Ultramarines work and just the way Rabute Guilliman's mind works. Really, really like it. A lot of people find the Ultramarines kind of boring and bland and buy the books and all this other stuff, and I wholeheartedly agree, but I feel like they could use a little bit more love, just in the sense of it would be nice to see kind of, not more miniatures, obviously more miniatures have like come and gone, but the way, whenever you look at the books and the codexes, you've got Blood Angels and Imperial Fists and all these guys that have all these crazy special rules, and then you look at the Ultramarines and they have their combat doctrines where it's like, okay, they can use their doctrines in 40k or in 30k, they're all leadership 10 and they kind of assist each other with shooting. But then you look at things like the Night Lords and everybody causes fear, everybody's got crazy stealth benefits. You look at Alpha Legion, they can infiltrate, you can take the special unit from another legion. You've got, I'm just trying to think of off the top of my head right now, but you've got all these crazy legions that can do all these awesome things, and then you look at the Ultramarines and it's like, okay, they've got a couple little neat things here and there, but for the most part, it's mostly denying other armies their abilities. Like they've got the leadership modifier that tries to almost always keep them at leadership 10, and that kind of shuts down a little bit of the fear checks and the pinning and the morale and a lot of stuff that other armies can do, because it's supposed to be there prepared for everything and their mind is set on the task at hand. But it'd be nice to see them get a little bit fluffier and a little bit more thrown their way, like giving them access to more things because they're such a large number, or giving them a reduced point cost so that you can bring more miniatures, because they're one of the largest legions and they were one of the ones that survived through the heresy. So it'd be nice to see that. As for my least favorite one, it would probably be Night Lords, because Josh plays them. Yeah, that's it. Just because Josh plays them. I don't like the lore to Conrad Kurz. I get it, I understand it, I can see where it comes from, but I just don't care for it. Yeah, basically is a loner who had to learn to survive on his own, and he comes off very dark and mysterious, which he's supposed to, but I just never cared for it, and when I read it, I'm like, this doesn't do anything for me. I understand it, but yeah, that's my reaction to Night Lords. Don't get me wrong, I think Night Lords are amazing on the board, and their whole fear tactics and their color scheme and the lightning armor looks awesome, but fluff-wise, doesn't really do much for me. Okay, next up we got Will of Steel. Quirk, you said you've been to Holland for your last holidays. Have you been to any other European countries? Cheers from Spain. Actually, I've been to Spain. I've been to Holland, I've been to Germany, and I've been to England. So those are my European countries. Most time spent in Spain. I spent a week and a half there just on like a vacation. I spent 2 days in Germany, and I spent 3 days in England. So these were all just extended layovers. Like, it was a long time before any flights were coming back, because it's apparently the airline I was going with only flies like once or twice a week, so it was just the timing. But Spain was actually a planned vacation. Okay, next up we have Valor Calls 1. Quirk, why does your scoreboard say Quirk instead of Quark? Oh, 'cause my name's Quirk. It's Q-U-I-R-K, not Q-U-O-R-K. Or as Dan from Max Aggression likes to spell it, Q-U-A-R-K, which throws me off every single time, because I'll go in and be like, hey, do you have my stuff? He's like, yeah, and he'll hand me the box. I'm like, that's not me. So, but yeah, I think it's because that's how you actually spell my name. I think it'd be cool if we did Q-U-O-R-K or Q-U-O-R-C, just be like Q-Orc, but yeah, I think they just want to keep everybody's names as they normally are. Moki. Quirk, have you guys considered opening Blood Bowl up to play against guests? Even though a major appeal to the game is to see your own team grow, doing one-off with a set team values is a good chance to try out some wacky combinations. I agree. I think that'd be really, really cool. Again, the only problem is that you've got the skewed team values all over the place. I think something that might help with that is if you were to have a team that you've kind of built up, and you still have the oh, it's completely escaping me now. Basically, whatever the difference is between your two team values, you get that as money. Inducements, that's it, inducements. You have that to try and help out a little bit, but even that doesn't really save you if you're going up against somebody who's got like Mighty Blow and Horns, or somebody with Guard and Tackle, or an entire team that's upgraded to Dodge. It's not really going to help you out there if you're starting off with your $1 million army and somebody's been playing a little while and they've upgraded to $1,550,000 just through upgrades. So you got that kind of going against you. And again, I totally agree. I think we should open up to the public. I love playing Blood Bowl. I would love to play against guests, but I think it would, again, you would get the team values a little bit askew there. So, all right. Next up, we have Hero Kid Star. Quirk, what did you do to tick off the dice gods? I don't know, and I don't know how to appease them, because they are fickle. They don't like me right now. Anytime I'll try and roll dice, there's been so many times where somebody will walk in and be like, how do you roll such terrible dice? I'm like, I don't know, but here, look, I'll roll a 1. I'll roll a dice, and it's a 1. And they're like, wow, that's terrible. And then every now and then, something happens where my dice just roll hot, usually in Blood Bowl when I'm trying to break Chris's armor. But I'll roll hot for one game, and then the rest of it's just completely gone. It'll be just 1 after 1 after 1 after terrible dice rolls. So, yeah, I don't know what I did to tick them off, but I need to appease them. I think somebody put a curse on me. Next up, we have Bilge Rat. Quirk, which movie would you like to see remade as an all-orc cast? Also, how did you manage to pronounce my name as Beagle Rat last time? I don't know. I don't know why I pronounced it like that. It is Bilge Rat. I'm looking at it right now and wondering how I messed that up. But as for your first part of the question, what movie would I like to see remade into an all-orc cast? I think pretty much any early Adam Sandler movie would be hilarious to see as an all-orc cast, as you can tell by my Blood Bowl team, all named after the longest yard. That one would be interesting. Seeing the Matrix with an all-orc cast would be amazing. I think it'd be hilarious. You wouldn't have to dodge bullets because they never hit anything, but that'd be kind of cool. Next up, we got DY9AMIXZ. I don't know how to pronounce. Dynamics? Oh, Dynamics! Ha! I figured it out. I'm adorable. Okay. Quirk, please make a video compilation every time Steve says "duder" in a battle report when talking about his models. I do not have the time to go through every one of his videos and take out the bajillion clips of him going "duder." I'm pretty sure you guys can figure that one on your own. It would probably fill, even though he says it like, it takes maybe half a second to say it, you could easily fill 30 minutes with him just going "duder, duder, this duder. He's going to shoot at this duder, and that duder over there is going to fire at this duder over here." So, yeah, it would take a while. I don't think I have the time for that. Next up we have Stingray Bill. Quirk, I like your Alpha Legion. I can only hope my missing legions will look as good, although some models are just too far off my budget to add them, such as the Failblades. Do you consider the Raven Guard as the rivals to your Legion, given their tactics during the Great Crusade? That's a good question. I want to say no, but then I'm basically having a bias because of the games I've been playing and who I've been playing against. But yeah, I can actually see them being the rivals a little bit. I don't really have much more to add to that. I'm trying to think of something to say for that. No, I can see them being the rivals for it, but yeah. As for you, you're making a missing Legion army. I would love to see that. So please shoot me an email, quirk@miniwargaming.com. Let me see that army in progress for you. And you are absolutely right. Failblades are expensive. There's a lot of expensive models when it comes to creating your Horus Heresy army. So yeah, you never know. I'm kind of curious what Forge World puts in their resin, like maybe gold chunks or something, just to jack up the price. All right, next up we have Karchev23. Quirk, don't know if I spelled that right. You did. Where are the Iron Jaws? Would love to see them in a battle report. Funny you should mention that. I actually just filmed a bunch of Iron Jaws battle reports. So the list that I've been running right now is actually a tournament list, and I've been kind of throwing that on the board for a little while because I really like bringing it. At 1,500 points, it is Gordrak on Big Tooth, the Maw Crusher. I have a Mega Boss, and then I have 3 units of 3 Gore Gruntas, but I'm also using the Gore Fist formation. So what happens with that is one of your bosses on a Gore Grunta gets 7 wounds instead of 5, and in the very first hero phase, they get a free 15-inch move. So I've been playing a couple of games. I went to a tournament actually and took 2nd place with that list, and it's amazing what you can do when you get first turn, or they get first turn and they move up the board, and your job is basically just to go around their lines in the hero phase and go after the support characters. Really, really good for taking out anything that relies on behind-the-line supports. And then on top of that, if you throw out Gordrak's special ability, his once per use command ability on one of the units, because they're part of a formation, all 9 of the Gore Gruntas get it. And basically what it means is they get a 3d6 charge, they get an extra 2 attacks on all of their melee attacks. And what I like to do with that is I try and keep my Gore Gruntas at least 8 inches away from their target, because the 3d6 charge averages a 10. But if you get at least 8 inches and move 8 inches, your Hooves and Teeth do D3 wounds instead of the 1. Now it's still 4s and 4s to hit. You can try and jack that up a little bit on one of the units by having somebody do something. Like if you are at 1750, you bring a War Chanter, you can have him boost that up a little bit. But it's a pretty good list. I like using it. I threw it against Steve, and he panicked turn 1 when I got all my Gore Gruntas into his guys on his table edge. So a lot of fun with that. You will be seeing some battle reports with them in the near future. So hopefully you guys enjoy that, if they haven't already come out. Right, next up we have Rager Rager Rich. Hi Quirk, it's great to see you playing Old World Wars with Steve. You are a great host to the show. Old World Wars, Age of Sigmar, and Specialist games are what keep me subscribed to the Vault, so I really appreciate the hard work you've put in. Well, thank you. I've noticed the 40k content gets lots of narrative-style games, whereas Old World Wars hasn't had a narrative campaign in 190 games. Do you think Old World Wars will get similar treatment sometime? There is a campaign called Sigmar's Blood, a Games Workshop published supplement that puts vampire counts against the Empire. I think it would be great to see it played out on the table. Would yourself or Steve consider playing out this campaign? I should mention it is an escalation-style campaign with pre-written lists, so it requires minimal effort to put together. Also, would you be open to playing with Vault members lists, or possibly Steve and yourself write a list for each other, with limitations of course, or possibly have random magic books determined at the start of the game? Thanks for everything, and keep up the good work, Rich. P.S. Sigmar's Blood is out of production. If you need help getting a copy, please let me know. All right. So a couple things there. Starting off, for the narrative campaign, I think Steve and Josh are actually, I'm not sure if they're working on it or talking about it, but it's kind of their baby right now. I think they want to try and do something with the Old World Wars and put some sort of a spin into it. I think it might be, I don't know, it's some sort of a campaign that they need a lot of models for, so they're working on that. I have not actually seen anything for Sigmar's Blood. That sounds really, really cool. And as for narrative style campaigns, that's kind of Matt's baby right now, so any of us trying to jump on that bandwagon would take a little while because we're not quite as good. Josh is fantastic at writing narratives and campaigns and things like that, but when it comes to Steve and I, we're better at playing the games, not so much writing stories. So, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. I do think we are going to be putting some sort of a campaign or narrative into the fantasy videos for you guys, but it's not going to be something that comes until probably the new year. So keep an eye out for that. As for doing games with Vault members lists, every now and then I get an email from somebody suggesting a list, and I'll use it or something similar to it if we don't have all the models for it. So if you do have a suggestion for a list, you're more than welcome to shoot it off to either Steve or myself. It's Steve at MiniWarGaming or Quirk at MiniWarGaming. And if we have the miniatures available, we'll try it out. So yeah, definitely. I'm totally down to try some lists. I hate building lists. I'm terrible at it, as you guys saw by me not bringing a BSB. So yeah, that's my bad. Next up, we got Joe Hammer. Quirk, I want to send you a shirt. What size are you and where do I send it? Also, if a train leaves London at 6 p.m. traveling at 60 miles per hour and the other leaves Liverpool at 10 a.m. at 40 miles per hour, should I get a mohawk? Well, the first part, my shirt size, I'm a large. And if you want to send it anywhere, you can send it to MiniWarGaming. The address is actually on the website. I think it's 411 East Main Street, Welland, Ontario, Canada. I don't know the postal code. As for your train leaves London, train leaves Liverpool, I don't know where are the trains going. You said one leaves London. I don't know where it's going, and the other leaves Liverpool. But at the end of the day, yeah, get a mohawk. Mohawks are awesome. Except for right now, it's cold outside, and half my head is always super cold. It's either this half or this half. It depends on which side of the car I'm sitting on. So, alrighty. Next up, we have Sin Cities Only. Good, insert correct time of day here. Quirk, not Beverly. Seriously, who thought of that? Two things. First, this sit and talk comes out on my birthday. Yay me. Yay you. Happy birthday, dude. Second, I'm getting to the point in my collection where I'm considering a second army. I'm nearly at 3,000 points of Necrons, and I want to try something completely different. I took a look at their codex and watched a couple of your bat reps with them, and I think Harlequins are the way to go. Suggestions on starting them, on painting them, what would be great. And please and thank you, not blue. My crons are blue, black, and white combo. Okay. First off, for the Beverly thing, that came from a sit and talk with Matt and Steve. Somebody asked Steve to name everybody in the office, and like their full names, and he got to me, and he didn't know my middle name, so he goes, David Beverly Quirk? And I was like, oh, that's going to be a thing now. So it's a thing now. Thanks, Josh. Also, happy birthday, dude. That's awesome. Congratulations on being 1 year older. And as for building your army, when it comes to Necrons, or pardon me, when it comes to Harlequins, you have Necrons. You don't need advice on that. The list I usually like to run is I try to take the full Masquerade detachment. So the requirements for that are 1 elite, 3 troops, 2 fast attack, and a heavy support. Now the limitations for Harlequins are pretty tight. Like your elites, you're limited to either a Shadowseer, a Death Jester, or a Solitaire. Your troops, you have the troop. That's it. So in your fast attack, you have either the Skyweavers or the Starweavers. And then, pardon me, heavy support is just your Void Weaver. And the Void Weaver, depending on what I'm playing against, I usually like to take the Prismatic Cannon because I like having the different fire modes. It gives me a little bit of versatility. Keep in mind, the farthest range you're going to get with anything in Harlequins is 24. Now, they make up for that by being super fast, but still, only having 24 is kind of meh. When you're taking the Skyweavers, the jet bikes, the Zephyr Glaives are a must. On the charge, they're AP2 +1 strength, so you actually can crack some armor and you don't have to worry too much about it, but then you're kind of stuck in combat. You do have hit and run, but you're still going to be stuck in combat if if you fail that. So try not to fail that. Troops. Now this is where it gets a little wonky because you have different options with troops. They have a lot of upgrade options to them. They've got the Harlequin's Kiss, the Embrace, the Caress, they've got the Nero pistols, they've got the Fusion pistols, they've got the regular Shuriken pistols. There's a lot of options there. What I usually like to do is I like to take a troop size of 5, give my troop master a Fusion pistol, so that way it's a 6-inch range Melta, and then I also give all the other 4 guys Nero pistols, and those are the Strength 1, AP 2, Range 12, Poison 2+. Those definitely are really good for clearing out infantry. It shortens your range a little bit, but usually if you're firing the pistols, you're going to charge them after, and that's where I like to take out the Harlequin's Embrace. What it is per model, anybody who makes a charge gets to do a Hammer of Wrath, D3 Strength 6 Hammer of Wraths. So it's awesome, but it jacks the point cost of your guys up super high. And then on top of that, I usually throw them in a Skyweaver or Starweaver. That way they have the transport to get around a little bit. Starting out with an army like that, what I would recommend maybe around 1,500 points. Now I'm totally going to be guesstimating on the unit sizes here. Take a Shadow Seer because the Phantasmancy is sweet. It's a lot of we're going to mess with you, we're going to scare you, we're going to just Harlequin dance our way around you, and on top of that you've got Veil of Tears, where if you put him in a unit, you can cast it and nobody can shoot at you outside of 24 inches. It's great, and it's not something where it's like, oh, it's night fighting, or oh, you ignore it on this. It is a psychic power that you just cast on yourself, and anyone who wants to shoot at you rolls 2d6, multiplies that result by 2, and that's how far they can see. If they can't see you, they don't shoot at you. It treats it as automatically missing. So if they roll it and they don't get the distance, they've technically shot, just all missed, which is great. So take a Shadow Seer, take 3 troops because you have to. If you don't want to use the Masquerade Detachment, then you're kind of stuck with a CAD and you need to basically treat them as allies because you can't legally bring a CAD Harlequin unit or Harlequin army. You'd have to CAD somebody in to get your HQ. But using the Masquerade, I would say take a Shadow Seer. Death Gestures are sweet for taking out large numbers of guys because start of the table edge, if you take the Hero's Path, you can take a Shadow Seer, a Solitaire, and a Death Jester. They all get Infiltrate and Stealth Shrouded, so that's pretty sweet. And then with the Death Jester, he's got a gun that is basically has a shuriken cannon, but it can fire 1 shot that if you kill somebody, it explodes with a small blast, which is kind of cool. Or you can do the Assault 3 version, which is also really, really good. And if you happen to kill anybody, you trigger an ability called Death is Not Enough, where they have to do a leadership check at -2. If they fail, they retreat in a direction you choose. So if you've got guys who are making their way up a table edge, you can actually have them retreat off that table edge, which is sweet. I've done that to, I think, 3 or 4 units so far. When you consider the cost of the Death Jester and how amazing it is to make a unit of Terminators run off the board because you got a Rending hit in there. Oh, it's great. Or sorry, not Rending, Bladestorm hit. You got a Bladestorm hit in there, and one of the Terminators died, and the rest of them just fled off the board. Oh, so good. So, I do very much enjoy that. The Skyweavers are a must. The jet bikes are super, super good, and they are by far one of your most killy units out there because they've got the Assault 3, Strength 5, AP 4 shot, or sorry, Strength 5, AP 5 shots with Bladestorm. Ugh, so good. But best recommendation I can give for you is look at your budget, look at what you're kind of interested in, and then go buy the Death Watch box where you get the Harlequin stuff because that's a really good starter set to kind of get you going. As for painting them, best of luck. I didn't paint the studio ones. Whoever, I think it was Cold Table Painting who painted those, and I'm super happy they did because I tried painting up 1 Harlequin and I was like, nope, nope, I'm done, I'm going home. This is ridiculous because I can't do chevrons. I can't paint them to save my life. So, but yeah, that's the best recommendation I can give for you when it comes to the Harlequin. So hopefully that helps. If you want some more advice, feel free to email me and let me know what you're thinking of getting, and I'll tell you my opinion on that, what I would recommend. If there's any changes I can make to it that might help you out, I'll definitely recommend that. And thank you so much for watching the battle reports. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I am slowly figuring them out, so I have a pretty good grasp on how they work now. I just need to not fail the 5-up invuln all the time. But anyway, guys, that is the half hour of the free sit and talk. So go ahead and click the link below to see the sit and vault. Well, actually, I'm standing right now because I've been sitting all day. But go ahead and click the link below to jump into the vault and see the second half where I answer the remainder of these questions. I think I got probably 10 questions left, but they're all very detailed. I read ahead. I cheated. Also, just a quick reminder, guys, next week is going to be a sit and talk with Dave, so if you have any questions or comments for him, leave it in the comment section below for this video on the website. If you're on YouTube, there's a link in the description below to take you to MiniWarGaming.com, and you can leave your comments right there for Dave. And thank you guys so much for watching. Happy wargaming.